So in my situation, the Princeton MCAT course did not refund my money, okay? With that 510 guaranteed program. So now Princeton MCAT has changed their 510 guarantee to 513 plus guarantee. And if you can share this with anybody who's taking the MCAT or looking to take the MCAT soon, hopefully you can save them from making this mistake. What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. My name is Adam Khan, and I am the founder of this podcast called STEM for Them. And this podcast is for those who are looking to get into the STEM field, which is the science, technology, engineering, or mathematics field, okay? And I'm actually going to do a little bit outside of that as well. So really, if you're trying to find any career, we're going to help you guys try to get that as much as possible. It's a free resource, right? It's a podcast. Take a look at it. Today, it's going to be a little bit different. We are actually going to take a questionnaire from somebody who went ahead and made a comment about a specific subject that I brought up. And so we're just going to go over that pretty much. These episodes are going to be called Adam's Take. Okay, this is my take on what I've done in the medical field and how it can help you who are in the pre-med, pre-PA, pre-nursing phases, pre-dental phases, whatever you want to consider it really. I've had experiences in a little bit of all of those. So here's my take on that. So we have a question coming in, and it is from Summer Dows. And the question is, can you talk about the caveats and if they refunded you your money back? So Summer Dows, I really appreciate you bringing this question on, and let's get into it. So in order to backtrack Summer Dows' question, right, she was basically asking about a video that I posted up on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere basically. And she was asking about my Princeton MCAT course that I took, which was a 510 guaranteed. You would get basically a 510 on the MCAT, and not literally 510. You would get 10 points basically from your diagnosis score, so 10 points extra. If you scored maybe, let's say, like a 490 on the MCAT, then theoretically you should get a 500, and then you'd be all set. That's what they're guaranteeing, is 10 points extra. So in my situation, the Princeton MCAT course did not refund my money, okay, with that 510 guaranteed program. And that was because there were a lot of caveats, okay, at the end of the day. I believe I scored somewhere like a 490 on my diagnostic score, and I ended up with, I think, a 494 or something like that. So really not that much the first time. The second time, I broke the 500, and that was not with their course, actually. That was with MCAT Bro's course, which is somebody I highly advise you go to. There are many caveats with Princeton, and we're going to talk about that quickly and just get short and right to the point, okay? So now Princeton MCAT has changed their 510 guarantee to 513 plus guarantee. So apparently it's 13 points instead of 10 points like it was when I first took it back in 2020. So again, I did not get my money back. And that's because of the caveats that I'm about to list. First of all, you had 3 schedules, right? Each schedule is a little bit different depending on your classes. I took the Saturday and Sunday classes every week for about 6 to 8 weeks, somewhere around there. And so every week during those times, you would have to attend class from pretty much like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday. So your Saturday and Sundays were eaten up anyways. And I was a full-time college student and a full-time worker at the same time. So that was already a challenging situation. But again, I didn't have anybody to teach me that. What we had to do in order to get that guaranteed refunded money back, if you scored below 10 points, like, or 13 points if they agreed. In my situation, it was 10 points below. If you were to get your money back, you would have had to make sure you did your homework assignments, which were about almost a full length practice worth. It was a good amount of questions, about 100 questions, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on it, but it was a lot of questions for somebody who is going to school at the same time and working. Then you had to do practice tests every other week, pretty much. So in the beginning, it wasn't as bad. You had to take a practice test every 3 weeks, somewhere around there. So it wasn't that bad. It gave you a break. But as you go throughout the course, you're going to have to take tests more frequently. And those tests are 8-hour tests, okay? You have to do that. This is all on Princeton MCAT's portal, by the way. So they know which assignments you did because it's like a checklist. It's a module. If you have used Canvas before in college, it's very similar to that in the same sense. So you have to do a practice test every other week. And then at one point, you have to do practice tests every week. That's a lot. To do an 8-hour test every week and then review it, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't review it, you're losing the whole point of why you take a practice test. Yes, the stamina's there, but if you're not reviewing the content, then you lose that. So there were a lot of reasons. Again, those were the 2 big ones, right? I didn't get to do all my homework, which were about like 200 questions, 100 to 200 questions. every week. And then on top of that, I had to take a practice test every single week, pretty much. And then you had to attend class. If you did not attend class or if you didn't show up, you were also not qualified to get your money back if you scored below 10 points on the MCAT with the Princeton MCAT course. So it was very simple why I didn't get it. I know why, but I just tell people, like at the end of the day, you see what fits your schedule, right? If that course fits your schedule, great. For a lot of people, it doesn't because most of you guys are working, right? At the end of the day, let's be honest. It's not easy to be in college. If you don't have to work in college, that's perfect. Hats off to you, really. But for most of us who are working during college or during our graduate years, you aren't able to do that. So I always recommend MCAT Bros because they cater the schedule specifically for you. People always ask on social media that, one guy said, are you a promoter? And he just kept asking. I told him I am not getting sponsored by MCAT Bros. It's just a course that I took after the Princeton MCAT course, and it was amazing. That's why I scored above 500 and got accepted to medical school. So that was the reason why. It's up to you guys. If you guys need any help, please let me know. We're going to have these podcasts called Adam's Take every other week. I'm going to bring on a guest one week, and then the week after that, I'm going to bring on Adam's Take. So take a look at it. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to us. Email us at stemforthem1@gmail.com, or you can message us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. We're everywhere. And if you haven't noticed, we got some merch coming out very soon, and I'm really excited for you guys. This one's for the pre-meds. So I made this shirt because I know you guys are suffering, and I suffered at one point too. So like I always say, guys, I know this was a different take on it. This was Adam's take, but I'm really glad that you guys are in this podcast. And if you can share this with anybody who's taking the MCAT or looking to take the MCAT soon, hopefully you can save them from making this mistake. So like I always say, silence that background noise.